Let's do it. Shabuda!
Hello, and welcome to the craziest episode of Kickin In Crocs, the podcast that we've ever had.
I'm Steve, one half of Kicking In Crocs.
I'm Dave, the other half of Kickin In Crocs.
And I'm still Nick. So.
No, in actuality, I'm Steve, the one half of Kickin'.
Yeah, I'm really Dave.
And you?
Still Nick.
Okay, all right, well, you're Nick. And we have with us today the most guests we've ever had on a podcast at any one time.
And one digital guest.
And one digital guest for the first time. So hopefully, crossing our fingers, I edited this perfectly. Good job, future me.
And if not,
then
you're
bad job. Bad
fired,
job, future me.
Future you.
You're fired, future me.
Media
Say,
center.
what did I tell
There's
you?
an opening in
What
the
did I
media
tell you
center,
was going to
so
happen?
go for
He
it.
was going to start talking without the microphone in front of him. They just missed the whole first half of that sentence.
No, he started again when I put the mic in front of him.
All
You just
right,
gotta
all
lean
right.
in. You just gotta lean in, baby.
Yeah,
just
man,
gotta
just,
lean in.
just grab the microphone from him. He said you could do
Get
that.
close.
What?
I got to get used to back to the times where we only had 3 mics.
Yeah.
Get back to
We have with us a bunch of guests here with us today. The most guests we've ever
Let's
had.
start from
This side,
left to
well,
left to right.
I'm
Let's go
assuming
this way.
I'm assuming future me put Caravella somewhere in the middle. I'm
All
assuming.
right, so
kind of where
introduce
the app is.
yourself, Caravella.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm the other Dave. Some people call me Master Dave 2.0.
Also the logo. creator.
Yeah, it's the return of Dave Caravella. Woo!
That logo is infamous.
Yes, and we do need it designed in a couple different formats now. Also, I need my shirts for races. Moving on.
This is actually a work focus call. No, just kidding.
Yeah, moving right along, we have next to me.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
Hold on,
And-
little hair. There you go. Yeah.
Andrew, I'm back again.
And you remember Andrew, Master Andrew from previous
Yes.
podcasts.
One,
That's also Ace.
one of our most
Caravella's
viewed
dog.
one of our most viewed episodes
Woohoo.
was Master Andrew.
And
Our
then
episode
to
3 did
the,
overtake that one,
right of-
unfortunately.
Which one?
Our episode 3
Finally,
overtook
the
yours.
V-Rocket has
there he is.
come back to talking to here with you guys.
Oh God.
He was just on 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
not
this should
very long.
fill
Finally.
our quota for the year.
Yep, this should fill our quota for the year, and we won't have to talk to him anymore. But there's a reason why we have all these guests on with us today, and even went to the lengths of getting one on through Zoom, because we needed to have all 3 of these guys here for this episode. It's our Super Bowl episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Super Bowl. We got the Kansas City Chiefs are going head-to-head with the 49ers. So before we even get into again. Gee, we've never watched the same Super Bowl before. No.
Never seen this pair up before.
Yeah. So before we
it was a
get
rerun.
into, we have a wonderful story to share with you all today, especially with Nick, because Nick was not there for this story. But before we get to this story, Super Bowl predictions, everybody. Who we think is going to win this time around? Let's
Taylor
start with,
Swift.
She wins either way.
Taylor Swift.
She wins either
She's
way.
gonna make.
Let's
She's
start
gonna
with-
run on the field,
I'm gonna
kick the ball, and win the game.
Shake it off. All right. Master Vennetilli.
I'm gonna say Chiefs are gonna win by 2 touchdowns. And
He's
what's
going
his
real
name?
specific.
And
He's
what's
placing his
name?
bet on FanDuel.
What's his name? Kelsey.
Travis Kelce.
Kelsey. He's gonna 50-yard line propose.
I think he already proposed.
No, he didn't.
I'm pretty sure he did.
No, he
No,
didn't.
he didn't.
No,
I
he didn't.
want to say he
I'm
did.
gonna go
I
on
heard
that.
something about that online. Hang on.
No,
I'll
no,
look that
those
up
are
one
all
more time.
rumors online.
No, it
Are you
was
sure?
blown
My
up
real
huge
prediction
already
is
by now.
Kansas City's going to win. That's just my prediction. And we all know my predictions are always spot on accurate, as I predicted the winner of the Royal Rumble without ever watching wrestling.
Well, you've watched wrestling.
I've watched
just not
wrestling
this
without ever
era.
watching in this era.
Yeah.
And I called Cody Rhodes, and that's who
Mhm,
won.
Yes.
And
Because
yes,
that's the only guy you knew.
Wrestling.
Hey, did I get it right? Did
You
I
got
get
it right, but it's like
So Kansas City Chiefs, Taylor Swift, field goal. All right, we're on to Nick.
Ditto.
He didn't hear you.
Ditto.
There we go. It's better.
There we go. Yeah, no, I agree. 100%. That's what's happening.
All right, yeah, Nick's on my. Okay, we're on to Andrew.
I'd really like to see the 49ers win, but I'm pretty sure Kansas City's going to end up taking it.
All right, and then we're on to you, Stevie Lou.
Me. I honestly, the Chiefs are on a pretty good streak right now, but I really want to see the 49ers win it because the Chiefs won last time, and I'm all about like having a
Really?
redemption
But it would
story.
be the first time in a long time that somebody went back to back.
The 49ers. Oh, that's right, because they won last year
If
too,
the-
right?
Yeah. What do you
That's
think
another
there?
thing. I really want them to win that.
What do you think there, Master Dave?
Oh yeah, Kansas City starts its dynasty. Here it comes. Kansas City's gonna win tonight.
You think? Do you think they're like the new people are comparing them to like the yeah, that's it.
Yes.
You think they're the new Patriots?
They have so many familiar faces between Travis Kelce, between Mahomes, and between the the coach.
I saw
losing
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
Yeah.
There's, and they're on every commercial. They're everywhere. So
I see people are liking
They're really
Mahomes
kinda
less
turning
this
them in.
year.
Just like Belichick and
they're slowly
Brady.
turning them
I
into the
see people are
Patriots,
liking
which
Mahomes
is kind
less
of
this year. They're
kind of a
starting to
pain.
like
Yeah.
turn on him a little bit.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's because they were saying he was complaining a lot.
I mean, he had valid complaints a lot of the time, like when his helmet was completely smashed.
Yeah, that's a pretty. I would be pretty upset about that too.
But I don't know.
Well, I just remember watching some of the games where like Mahomes like taking his helmet off in the end zone, or was one of the Chiefs and everything, and then like nobody's calling like the penalties. That's like right out in
Yeah,
the
I
open.
don't know.
Nobody's calling it on
I
them.
still like Mahomes. He
Because-
seems like a humble-ish guy.
But the same way with the
Humble-ish.
Patriots, when Brady did something, nobody called the
There's-
penalties on him.
There's been a lot more rumblings this year than in the past about people saying that the NFL is scripted. And
Yeah,
Well,
we,
yeah,
had a
yeah,
whole,
yeah.
we had a whole thing about that
With
because Rob, who's been a guest in the podcast, started the whole conspiracy, and then Steve was all on it too. The colors of the Super Bowl logo determine who's going to win.
Nah,
it's
listen,
all,
I'm not
like,
going that
wait a
tin
minute,
hat
wait
route.
a
No,
minute.
especially because it's going to be Ravens 49ers in the Super Bowl, and then the Ravens lost. I was like, yes.
I don't know.
she's
I feel like
wrong.
it's football is very hard.
It's not real.
It's hard to script though. If we're going to script it, it's not as easy as like a fixed
No.
fight.
No,
Or,
I
like-
think it's easily influenced though. I think because
Maybe
the
influenced.
NFL, like anything else, is it's a company.
Yeah.
So they want to push their company in a forward direction and to be able to kind of influence. Is it? I'm not saying it's true, but I'm saying is it possible? I think so.
Oh,
All we're
sure.
gonna do is flip some money in
Anytime
the ref's
betting's
pocket.
involved, I feel
Yeah,
like
betting
you
especially,
run
yeah.
the risk of cheating in some way, shape, or form. You know what? I'm looking at our Kickin In Crocs sign.
Oh,
that
we
did
forgot to
it-
put that up.
Yeah, but
There's
we
too
don't
many
have
people
we don't have
sitting-
plugs
Yeah,
for
no,
it.
there's too many people sitting on the couch. You wouldn't be able to
all
see
right, so
names.
the reason we've gathered all these fine folk here.
And I wrote down everything too, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
So we have keep it on.
He has clip notes.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
All right,
yeah,
so
yours
the
is better.
reason we've gathered all these
The reason
folks
we
here-
have gathered here today, ladies and gentlemen, is because this group here that is gathered on this call, except for Nick, because just didn't want to come, I guess. But so this group
was he
here.
invited?
One, I don't watch football, and it's okay. Football's great. I don't watch it. And two, the invite must have got lost in your mailbox.
Keep
or in
looking;
your
it'll
hand.
come eventually.
Well,
sits
it's
in
because you
usually.
don't watch football. But there are, I mean,
No.
we're going to go to a game next year,
We
too.
will,
but
we
this
will,
is
we
a
will.
very special game we go to.
Yes. So for the reason we have gathered all here today is because this group went to the Giants-Jets game that happened this past season. It became kind of like our tradition. Like the first year we went, it was the two Daves, myself, my dad, and my brother. And we all had a great time. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. 4 years later, because the Giants and Jets only play each other every 4
This
years.
is a 4-year event.
4-year event. So 4 years later, the game came back around, and I thought to myself, okay, we got to do this again. But then I thought, you know what? Master Andrew's a Giants fan. He'd probably like to go. Master Steve Vennetilli, V-Rocket, is a very big football fan. So even though he's a Packers fan and it's not
Packers
any of his
fan.
teams, he would still enjoy going to a football game, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to invite these two guys too. And we did, and we all decided, we started planning.
So the key thing to keep in mind when you're hearing this story is we had 4 years to
4
plan
years to
this.
plan. And
So
we waited
just
till the last minute.
Lock that kernel. There was 4 years to get our ish together.
And we waited till the last minute.
So, with that
So-
being said,
I'll kick it off. if you
where
want.
should we start?
I'll kick it off. So, first things first, we all
1,460 days.
1,460 days total. Apparently, was the amount
To,
of time that we
to
had.
plan.
And yeah, we didn't really plan. We took like the last week leading up to is when we
Right,
planned.
right.
So we all jumped into my family's minivan. It fits 7 people, so we were all able to fit in one car.
It actually started before that. I'm going to jump in here.
Oh, okay. Go
It
ahead.
started.
Am I forgetting something?
Oh, it started
You going into the preparation
in
phase?
the midst of graduation. So the karate school, we do a graduation. Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
do a graduation in which, we give the kids the awards that they've earned and things like that. So in the middle of graduation, a conversation ensues via text message that I'm seeing on my watch, but I can engage in said conversation
Because you're doing graduation, yeah.
because we're at graduation. So the conversation starts off with who's bringing what. So everybody
Oh,
starts
right, okay, I remember.
discussing. I don't know how you responded. I think once maybe.
Yes.
Because
I did.
working the camera for graduation.
Yes. So I had literally had my phone in my hand. So I was.
So my watch, I wear the Apple Watch. I get the notification. So every now and then I'm looking at it, going, I can't respond. And it's like it's the Master Dave, the other Master Dave, the logo
Caravella.
creator, Caravella, who he's like, all right, what are you guys bringing? What do you got? I have, but does anybody have a tent?
Because it's supposed to rain.
Because it's supposed to rain. So nobody responds because Andrew's at graduation, I'm at graduation, Steve's at graduation.
We're staring at about
The other
200
Steve's
students at the
At
moment.
graduation.
Yep.
So it was messages started coming through to start planning this. It was kind of at the most inconvenient time. We couldn't give it our full attention.
Who's bringing food?
Who's bringing this?
tents?
Who's bringing what?
Yep.
And so intermittently, so after graduation and concluded, and we're kind of going back and forth, and kind of some mixed messages kind of got sent between, Master Dave and Master Caravella and Sensei Steve and myself of who was bringing what. And some things almost kind of got double covered where we thought one person had this and the other person had
Right.
that. And it ended up leading into probably one of the greatest bad news bears situations of tailgating
Much like this setup is today.
Yes.
that
exactly.
anyone had
basically
seen.
the best worst tailgating ever.
So essentially what happened is, so the first debate becomes about how
The
are
tents,
we going to...
Yeah.
No, before the tent... Well, yeah, the tent debate was Andrew has a tent. Andrew has a pop-up tent. But or a canopy, whatever they call it.
Canopy.
No, it wasn't small. He just
was a
didn't have a
pop-up tent.
chance to respond, to which Caravella was like, all right, I bought one.
We're all
right?
all
So
great,
you were
cool.
you were at Dick's Sporting Goods.
I was.
So he purchased one. So Andrew's like, all right, I guess I'm not bringing mine. Then the debate became about the grill. So we had a couple days.
How are we cooking the
grill.
food? Yeah.
So Steve and I actually started this debate earlier. A couple.
It was
days.
leading. It was leading up to it.
So the discussion was, how are we going to grill all this, right? So I have a George Foreman grill.
I have a George
big
Foreman
outdoor
grill.
George Foreman grill. Steve
Yep,
has an outdoor.
I had one
grill.
as well.
So we're like, Steve's dad was like, let's do the George Foreman grill.
Yeah, we'll just plug it into the car. Yeah.
And that was the plan. We're going to plug it into the car. But,
Well, let's not
So-
skip. Let's not skip over too much here. Okay. So that was the plan for cooking the food.
right.
Okay. We're gonna bring George Foreman grill, but then Master Dave was saying that you thought it wasn't gonna work.
No. So so the other Master Dave,
Oh, sorry,
Caravella,
That's right. Caravella was saying that. Yeah.
messages that he's been doing a little research. So what
was your
explain
research?
your research.
Essentially, you would have probably either drained the car battery or blown up the car battery with your current setup that you were trying to jerry rig the George Foreman grill up to.
So he was swearing by it, and he's texting articles and Reddit threads. He's like, look, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And we're like,
That was just propaganda.
Steve's dad's like, no, we got it. It's got it. So
Listen,
So,
if there's one
I
thing you need
start-
to know, if there's one thing you need to know about my dad, when he has an idea in his head that it's gonna work, then in his mind, oh, it's gonna work.
I know nobody
no
else in
one
your
else.
family
No,
like
wow.
No
that.
one
I've
else.
never
That's-
met a single
yeah.
Corsentino that has that.
That is
same-
headstrong and
Right?
knows insists they know what they're doing. No.
Sound like
Yeah.
anyone I
Nah.
know. Anyway,
So we were unable to convince him otherwise. Even though, I literally told these guys, I said, "You guys go tell him because he won't listen to me."
Headstrong is in the DNA. I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
so
But he didn't even
so
listen
I
to them.
start panicking because Caravella's sending what appears to be legitimate articles. So then I'm like, let me Google some stuff, and I'm like, I think Caravella's right. We might not be able to pull this off. So then the idea becomes, what if we bring a generator?
Hey, yeah, Andrew's got this gas-powered generator.
Yeah, it's a small generator. It's not very large. It would have been perfect for this scenario. In order to we've used this thing for numerous times. So
By the way, none of us have actually checked with the stadium rules.
No.
You're not supposed to bring generators.
yeah,
but,
and
you know,
nobody
whatever.
and nobody gave us a hard time about setting it up either. So we're going. So this generator that I had. We knew it was reliable. We knew it worked because we've used it for numerous dojo functions.
We actually used
in
it
the
the day
past.
before, right?
That day before, we had an event. We had certain. We had a trunk or
Yep.
treat. We had inflatables, and we had things that needed to be powered through the generator for the school.
Okay.
Okay, great. So we knew this thing was working and was good to go.
And
Next.
I
Yeah,
did,
not yet,
I
not yet.
didn't want to say if I had known I have a propane stovetop with a griddle that you could have used.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
So does
We're
Vennetilli. We're
getting
getting there. We're getting there.
All right. So we think we got food covered.
Yep.
We think we got tent covered.
Yep, we told the guys, you bring any drinks that you want. We will bring like the burgers, the dogs. Master Dave brought some chicken that we could throw on the grill.
Utensils.
Say it again.
Condiments and utensils.
We said we got the condiments. We got
So
the
the
utensils.
Corsatinas were in charge of condiments, utensils,
Yep.
plates,
Yep.
the whole nine there.
We got the car. We got the parking.
We were
pass,
responsible for drinks,
anything that they
and
wanted, and chairs.
other snacks and food items and chairs.
Yeah, bring your own.
So
chair.
those were the things you're
BYOC,
responsible for.
Bring your own chair.
So I brought what do you call it? I got
chicken.
little prepackaged chickens that are like marinated. So all you did is throw them on the grill. It's already done.
Caravella brought like cookies and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
What was it that you brought again? I forget.
I think it was like Entenmann's cookies or something like that, chocolate chip cookies. I think it was maybe Walmart.
No. And then Andrew's wife made like
Buffalo chicken dip.
yeah. So
Mm.
My wife corrected me. She baked them.
yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
she
yeah.
baked cookies.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Jackie.
But we all remember the cookies. So yeah, right. She's like, I baked those. My name's not Entenmann.
What's that fast thing going through the screen?
So, and I brought I have the little tiny click chairs. I have like the tiny chairs. They fold up to like a water bottle size.
Yeah.
And everybody else brought like camping chairs, like legit camping chairs.
But bottom line, we were able to cram everything into our.
So
van.
we are prepared.
Yes.
Let's fast
No.
forward. Let's get to game day.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. We have we all
to the parking lot.
piled into the van. We crammed all the stuff into the van. The generator, the grills, all the
Two
utensils.
grills, a generator, utensils, food,
Chairs.
coolers. We got it
Yeah,
all.
all the
Somehow
food
we got
things.
it all into this
Got it all
van
into the van.
with 7 people or whatever it
With
was.
relative ease, might I add.
Yeah,
it
it
was,
was-
It was a good
I said it had
comfortable fit.
space.
So we get there early. We park. It's raining like we expected. Not a big deal.
We'll set up the tent.
step one.
The tent.
Chapter 1 of this story.
Chapter 1.
The tent.
The tent.
Which was
Who
very
wants to
painful
start
for
with
me.
the tent?
Oh,
So-
I can go into the tent.
So the tent,
Go ahead, then. I'll finish with that.
subject of
Much debate.
all right. So set up the tent.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we pull in, we get our parking spot here, and we're getting ready to let's get the tent set up so we're not standing in the pouring rain. Okay, so we take out this brand new tent that Master Caravella has provided, and we're all excited. We're popping it up, and normally, if you've ever set up a pop-up tent before, normally once you extend it out, it normally raises up a certain amount of clicks to go to a certain height. Okay, so we get this thing out, we unwrap it. We stretch it out, we get the canopy on it, and we go to start clicking it up. 1 click, 2 click, stop. There's no more grommets for this thing to go up. This pop-up tent literally stood at its max at 4 foot high.
No, it was a little taller than that in the center because
Oh, at
So-
the peak of the thing. Okay, so maybe 4.5
because
foot.
when it started
at its
pouring,
highest.
Steve.
So, started pouring. After we got it up, we're like, Dave's look at me going like, it goes higher, and I'm like, no, it doesn't, bro. Yeah, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So,
Now, for Dave, was that considered cathedral ceilings?
so
I was
No, wait,
very
let Steve
comfortable.
keep going.
So as it's raised, I'm standing underneath it, and I'm 6 foot. The max height on this thing was 5 feet 11 inches
We
in
looked
the
it up.
center.
Yep.
And then Steve yells out, Caravella, it's 5 feet 11 inches, not 511 inches. And I'm standing there, and I still have to keep my head shut
Yeah, he's
down
hunched
because
over.
if I put my head straight up, I
It'll
lift the
literally
canopy
lift
off
the
the
tent.
ground. And then Dave is sitting on the side of the chair. He goes, I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
I
I'm
did it. I was
comfortable."
very comfortable.
All of us were fine. Yeah.
I felt like
Except
you
for
know,
Steve.
I felt like John
So-
Gonzalez walking through a
So the question
room like,
becomes:
eh.
did you keep that tent?
No, I did return it.
But yes. So step one, the tent.
So
It's
that was
tiny.
the first thing.
It was a
We're
Smurf.
like, okay.
It was basically purchased at the Smurf Village.
And
It
well,
was
yeah, you also just before
on clearance.
His
you
salad
have
was
to
Papa Smurf.
imagine. You have to imagine what this looks like. So, you have
Seven of us.
7 grown men sitting here trying to
Some
cram
more grown than
underneath
others.
this little this little tiny tent in the pouring rain and sitting there all huddled together. Half of us aren't even getting covered. And there's Master Dave just sitting there going, I don't know what you guys are talking about, man. I'm comfy as hell.
I'm fine.
Now, was
Which
this,
he was the driest of all of us.
was this the tent from the company's seating room only?
Yeah,
You can only
sitting
sit
only.
under the
Yes,
tent.
sitting only.
That's it. There's no
Well,
standing
that's
under
what we
this tent.
figured. We figured, you know what? It'll be okay. Like, we're not going to be standing up for the most part. We're going to be sitting down. So at least we have some coverage from the rain. It'll be a little cramped, but
Yes.
at least we'll be able to have some nice hot food. We'll be able to grill up the food.
We figured it out.
So we start setting up the grill.
Chapter 2.
Can I talk about the grill?
Yes, you could talk about the grills. I will caveat this real fast with the fact that I'm wearing the same brown Crocs
Oh, yeah.
today that I wore that day. And my feet were getting wet
Yes.
because it was raining quite a bit.
Yes.
So while we were watching the game is when I purchased the axle
Crocs
axle,
that we
you
did
know,
the unboxing video
the
for.
unboxing one, the axle Crocs. I purchased those sitting watching the game. Caravella was right next to me. I'm buying those shoes.
Because my feet are freezing.
I feel like this story ends with your dad has a new car. Anyway,
We'll get there. So actually, I was misremembering stuff. We didn't use the George Foreman's first. We attempted the generator first. So why don't we have Andrew and Steve take over that as well?
Oh, the generator.
generator
came
Much
first.
debated generators.
Yeah, we'll let Vennetilli start since Andrew started the last one.
So, I for the record, I offer to bring my road trip Coleman grill.
Oh, okay, so that is true. So
Yes.
Vennetilli has a road trip grill designed for tailgating,
folds up.
propane. It's what literally everybody around us is using.
Did he mention this beforehand?
He did actually in the text,
And we just decided
and we
not
said,
to, huh?
"Nah, we get the
You
generator."
decided not to.
So all right, so carry on from the
me.
grilling. Carry on from the grilling.
So, so we're like, no, just bring the generator. We're going to do Foreman grills. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, you're bringing 2 Foreman grills and the generator. I'm like, I could just bring that. Okay, so I bring the generator, and we get it going. And we plug in the Foreman grill, and it shuts down. Start it up.
Immediately,
get
generator turns off.
Turn it up, and we start it on. A couple seconds later, shuts down
Oh,
again. And then I'll pass this over to my colleague.
Are we gonna
Andrew
neglect?
here.
No, wait. He's about to say.
Okay.
That's passed it over here.
So
Yeah.
as Master Steve said, so generators really kind of it's kind of plug and play. So you get the thing on, rev it up, kicks up, automatic, boom. Within a few seconds, shuts off. Okay. Go to check the one element that is needed in order to power the gas-powered
What'd you need,
generator.
Kelsey? You need something?
And this thing is bone dry. So
No gas.
Now Master Steve was still in possession of my generator from the school event that we had just done the night before and neglected to put gas in said generator.
No gas.
No. I actually did pour gas in.
No,
I
he
just did
didn't.
not put in
No, he didn't.
enough gas.
So that's
Either which way,
the great gas
it did,
debate
it did
begins.
not have enough
He
gas.
did
to
not
run it.
put
It was
any.
the-
There was this thing
Yeah.
was,
It was not running.
it was bone dry.
Also, can I just say how loud that generator?
Well, you also have to remember is this generator was underneath the back hatch of the van, also covered by this tent, so
Yeah.
it's reverberating this sound
Yeah.
relentlessly, and you have cars on every side of you, so,
So-
there's really no room for this to go.
So we're not being able to plug this in.
gas in
So we have this great idea. What's right by MetLife, by Giant Stadium?
A mall.
A mall. So,
That's just any mall.
so
Wait, hang on.
We're skipping stuff.
Before we
Are we
get to the
skipping?
mall,
I don't think we're
yeah,
skipping it.
We are?
because we attempted after
We attempted the car plan.
after right exactly after the generator was a no go.
Oh,
We
that's
determined that
right.
was done. We decided to go with Mr. Caravella's or Mr. Corsentino's plan to
the one
we're
that
go-
Caravella was against. Which,
we're
by the way,
going
he
to
was
power
very
the
much
George
right.
Foreman grills through the van.
yeah.
And
Okay. So
next step, go.
Before we get into it, so Caravella.
Dave's like, how many Reddit
Hang on,
friends
hang on,
do I
hang on.
have?
His face is 2 prices right now. He looks so like a disappointed father after he gets a report card. Like,
I just
I
wanna hear
told
from
you
him.
not to do that. Did you?
I just want to hear from him real quick. So Caravella, you were standing there, and me and my father are setting up this grill plan. What is your thought process right now as you watch us plugging this grill into the car
I need to figure out how to get an Uber.
Dave
How are we
pulls
getting
a Bible
home?
out of his bag, just starts reading scripture. He's like, "We're gonna need this because
So we did it.
spectacle."
We ran, so we took an extension cord, plugged it into, I believe we tried it with yours first, Master Dave. Your
My George Foreman.
Yeah, so we plugged it into his, and we ran it through the back of the car to the cigarette lighter of the car, plugged it in. My dad started up the car, because, just if you keep the car running, then it charges the battery. I was like, okay. So, starts it up, George Foreman's not turning on. It's not turning on. He goes, well, let me push on the gas pedal a little bit.
Yeah.
Not working. Not working at all. Not turning on at all.
Nope.
And then so eventually we're just like, all right, we give up. We would turn it off. And I don't know did I mention this to you guys, but he legit blew out all of those fuses in the car.
Yes. So
Did you mention that?
the fuses.
Yeah.
So he says, as Mr. Corsentino's. So he turns on.
I didn't know he blew out all the fuses.
He turns
That
on.
doesn't surprise
He
me.
turns on the
This is first
van.
I'm hearing about this.
Turns on the van in order to try to power the George Foreman grill. So again, you remember we are all standing behind the van
So all of this
in
wonderful
a tent.
in the
We are
blast
just getting
radius.
just facefuls of exhaust as he's trying to power this thing. And
In that tight little tent, you're all just sitting, and Dave is still like, "I'm great."
Mr.
I'm
Corsentino
great."
is literally ripping apart the front end of the van trying to get to the fuse box and literally blows out almost every fuse on the van. Dave Caravella is like, dude, how the heck are we going to get home?
So then, this is where we walk to the American Dream.
He's like, you know what? We're going to go to the mall and try to find a charcoal grill.
I
It was
figured-
euphoric, the American
Well,
dream. There it is.
It was no me Dave.
No,
Dave came
I
with
didn't
us
go the first time.
time.
Because I
Dave
went
came with us
twice.
the first
I
time.
went the first time.
Is no one just thinking sports bar at this point?
So what we did. So I figured there had to be a camping supply store in this absolutely massive mall, because I know at the Freehold Mall they have that little hiking store, and you can get like one of those old camping, like just a little charcoal grill.
They also have Dick's nearby at the Freehold Mall.
So we start hiking over, and there's a whole. You can walk the whole way. You can walk the whole way to the mall. There's like a little path. You go up, and you got a picture. We're walking past all these happy tailgaters, grilling away, all with the
Without
same
ease.
grill that Vennetilli has sitting at home, and every one of them's just grilling away. So we get into the mall. There's a drugstore, grocery store, right when you walk
Yep,
in.
yep.
Grocery store. There's no camping supply store.
None.
Security.
We checked the digital map. No, we asked the security guard. We're like, hey, is there like a supply store, a camping store, hiking store, outdoor store? Nah, not in this mall, man. It's like,
Which, if you think about it,
There's a ski slope in this mall, but not a camping.
which you
slope.
think about is a really huge missed opportunity for that mall being right next door
Yeah.
to Giant Stadium.
Yeah,
The
you
amount
said
of
that,
revenue,
Dave.
like,
yeah,
you don't think people would forget stuff when they're tailgating? Why wouldn't you open something like that right there?
Make
So-
you think.
I don't know.
So we begin the walk back. And now at this point, when we get back, we're defeated.
Yeah, we're already starting to feel like this tailgate
So-
was like, all right, this is not going the way we
So
wanted it
we
to.
talk. Andrew and I
Yeah.
decide we got to talk to somebody. So next to us are people grilling away, and Andrew and I walk up and we just introduce ourselves and ask if we can use their grill. So when they're done grilling, can we use their grill? He offers them your wife's like
Buffalo chicken dip and
right as
as payment,
right.
as homage to.
We are literally bartering
you,
now.
sir.
But you
with the
have,
wheel
you know what?
cheese.
It was really cool. So these guys were very kind enough to let us use their, share their grill, and they offered. So just a huge testament to the kindness of some people and
Power of a conversation.
and to when it gets to sporting events and stuff, people can get really competitive and really kind of nasty, but at the same time there's also a lot of camaraderie, and you got a really nice people. And these guys were like, yeah, man, absolutely. What do you got? You guys got chicken? But yeah, throw it on, absolutely. And
Yeah.
it was really, really nice.
So
of
we
them to do
start
that.
successfully grilling.
I'll take
And then,
over for this next part real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know where you're going.
All right, ready for this? Okay, so
Wait. It depends on what order you're going. Are you going because it happened in a specific order?
it did.
I'll
But
jump
I,
in if
I
it's-
was,
if it's-
yes, go ahead. Let me know
Yeah.
if I'm remembering things. But at the
When you're wrong, he'll fix it.
gotcha. So at this point,
Well, because it's a funny order.
It certainly is. At this point, so we're sitting there. We're like, okay, we got the the neighbors said they're gonna let us use the grill. Okay, so we can let's start getting everything ready.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the plates?
Yes, that was the first disaster.
Where's the plates? All the paper plates. The bag with the paper plates. The bag with the condiments. Hang on, wait. The bag with the paper plates. The bag with the condiments, like the ketchup and the mustard. Left it at home.
Okay.
I'm getting to it.
Don't go to the next one.
I'm not.
No. I just there's a funny order it happened.
I know what order we're in, and we're fine. We're good. So we forgot the paper plates. We forgot the condiments, and so we're talking to the guys. Vennetilli. Hey, there was definitely going to be that stuff in that mall.
We went to the Walgreens. It was a Walgreens.
Yeah, there was definitely going to be that stuff in that mall. So me and Vennetilli was like, all right, I'll go this time
So
since you guys just hiked off.
a second journey.
So me and Vennetilli start hiking over because he was already there the first time, so he knew the way to get there the easiest way. So we start going off that way, and as we're walking, we're just talking about how absolutely hysterical this whole situation is.
No, I gotta say we're not downtrodden or anything. We're laughing.
No,
the whole
we're
time.
laughing
It's
about it.
hysterical. So while they're walking, while they're on their journey for mustard and ketchup and plates,
Which we found relatively easily. Nothing crazy really
we
happened.
had
on
paper
that.
bowls. We had paper bowls.
Yeah.
So they let us grill the chicken. So the chicken's grilling. And that was the first thing we grilled before we did hot dogs and hamburgers. The chicken's finished, and I'm like, great. I'm starving. I put the chicken in the paper bowl.
Because what else can you do?
I go up
Improvise.
to the plastic utensils.
We
And
had
I'm like,
boxes, 3
yeah,
boxes.
3 boxes of plastic utensils.
One of forks.
I
one of
reach
knives, one of
in,
spoons.
I grab a knife, getting ready to cut my chicken. I reach into the forks, I grab a knife.
No. Here we go.
So in my hand now is a plastic knife and a plastic knife. The entire box of forks is nothing but plastic knives. We have no forks. We have only plastic knives.
Both boxes, I guess, had been used for previous parties. And you know how you do when you're
Yes.
cleaning up. You're cleaning up from a party or something at your house, and the plastic utensils never go back in the box where they originally came, ever. So
No.
you go to clean this up. So I guess you must have this must have been when it was at for your party.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they reloaded the box, so it was plastic knives. That was all we had.
I just erupted in laughter.
That's when Master Dave broke. That's when he
I
just
had
belly
My
laughing.
bowl of chicken and 2 knives and a whole box of knives, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
And there he is sitting there underneath this little tent now. He's sitting there, the
Still
only
raining,
one.
still raining.
It's still raining. The only one that is sitting comfortably, sitting like a little Ewok, as he's sitting there with his bowl, his one little sad piece of chicken, and 2 knives. Like a prison inmate trying to sit there and eat
And you
this.
see the
And it
wife
was
next to the guy who allowed you to grill,
And they're just-
questioning reality.
Yeah.
Why did we allow them to come over here again? Like, this doesn't look right.
So now I'm texting. We're texting the guys that are at the mall now because we're divided.
Yeah,
into
he
2
sent me a
parties.
Snapchat as we're walking back with the plastic condiments. I got a Snapchat of him laughing. It's only knives. The box of forks is just a box of knives.
Steve goes.
Oh,
well, Steve,
man.
Steve
All we
gets
had
in that
is knives.
Snapchat. And he goes, well, apparently the clearly forks were clearly knives, and I'm like, what? And he's like, shows it to me, and with hesitation, you go back, look at your phone. I just turn around and start walking back. So I'm like, we're getting utensils. But I went
wah,
to say,
wah.
I went to say,
It was-
when we went through the mall, I thought it was just the coolest thing, and I kind of like we were actually contemplating on leaving you guys and go join these people.
Yep, we did.
But there
They had
was
a
like
TV set
coup-
up.
They had a 50-inch screen TV set
Yeah.
up in the parking garage where they were covered, they were dry, enjoying
Yep.
themselves.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh,
Dang it.
that's what it looks like.
We're just this is a giant learning experience in how to tailgate and what not to do. But like,
Well, let's finish the story. So we make it back we bought the plates, we bought the
like
utensils,
heroes coming from
we
their
bought
quest.
the condiments, the food was being grilled, and my dad is going ham on this grill. Like he was going absolutely crazy because he felt bad. So
He's trying to rush
He
it,
was
yeah.
grill meistering away on this neighbor's grill. And
Yeah, your dad was a boss on that grill. And I'll tell
he
you
was doing.
and
going
you got to remember, it's
crazy.
pouring down.
It
So
is
Mr.
raining.
Corsentino's
Yeah,
the
it's-
only one who's not covered.
Yep.
Like not even wearing a poncho. This man's just out here, just having himself a good old time. Went bananas on that grill.
Yeah,
Your
we
dad's
were,
a good cook, by the way.
He does a good job. He does a
yeah.
good job.
It was good burgers.
He
Very
did a good job. So he brought it all back, and then we all decide, okay, and at this point, the rain's not really raining it's not raining as heavily right now. So we're like, okay, we can kind of hang out like outside the tent too. We don't all got to cram underneath it. And we're just talking about what a crazy, hysterical experience this is. And then the rain starts picking up again. And it goes harder, and it keeps picking up. And then all of a sudden, it's like downpouring now. So once again, 7 people into Smurf Village. We're all crammed underneath this tent.
Yeah.
And this poor guy, he could not find you could not sit down.
It came to the point I actually
was no
stood
space
in
for
the
you to sit.
middle.
Yeah.
Stood in the middle with my hood on, and I'm standing here, and everybody's surrounding me,
we're all
like
sitting there in a circle
and
around
the-
like
him.
it's a cult, and I'm like the pastor. You
and
know,
the
like,
important
it gets
important
even
note
better.
is now the tent is leaking.
Yes. Yes. At the one spot
Right
where
over
Steve is standing, the pinnacle of the tent that is supposed to be the most waterproof. And
looks
the
at
one
me-
spot he's standing like a Christmas tree, it's just dripping down, and you just see him sitting there.
As all this disaster is unfolding, my wife, Kelsey, and Dave's wife, Jackie, are comfortably sitting in my house. They got lunch. They went for a walk. And we're just texting them disaster after disaster.
Caravella, I gotta ask. Like when you were messaging Jackie all of this, like what was the reaction here?
Oh no, she was like, serves you guys right for not planning any of this out. She was there at the start.
we did plan. We just planned horribly.
Here's a
That was the Caravella 9 of tents.
Yeah. The story for another day.
Yes.
Yeah, way.
And here's the funny thing. I'm sure, right? The huge takeaway here, and there's so many, is that you're already planning for the next one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
can see it in your eyes.
Yep, we got everything planned
But
out.
the-
Dave,
No,
the best part
we are-
was-
we are
Caravella
playing
on the
Steve's
next
Grill.
one.
Wait.
I've got the tent.
Master Andrew will bring tents.
We're gonna 2-cart next time. We got Andrew's big truck.
Yeah,
we got
that way
tent.
we have 2
Steve's
parking
gonna bring his
spaces.
real grill.
2 parking spaces.
Hopefully he'll have a full propane tank and he's not just gonna show up.
I got
We
mini-
will
I got a bunch
put.
of
We
mini
will
ones.
designate everyone their own job.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree.
What the best part is?
allow me to point out though, my chairs, fine. My chicken, fine. The things I were responsible for, fine. Except the Crocs. That was a bad choice.
Yeah, that was not a good
But
choice of
I
footwear.
bought Crocs that day.
Yep.
On the whole, though, we did luck out though because where we ended up sitting in the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Because
Let's
it poured
yeah.
the whole game.
Let's get to the actual game
Into
now,
the
yeah.
game time now.
had an overhang.
Yep.
So we were one of the only sections that wasn't getting destroyed with
Drenched.
rain. So
I just want to say right before we go to that, we're with the tent. All of a sudden, as Dave's sitting there, and he notices, he looks up, and goes, "Now the tent is leaking, the canopy." And as I look up, bam, water drop in my eye, and then you just start bawling out laughing. I'm like, I'm blinded.
It was
Why
just.
the leak?
It was just the last layer on the cake,
It
man.
was
that
just
was
so
that
good.
we
was
did
funny.
end up having a blast at the game.
We did have a good time.
Yeah, that was
then,
a
So
really good time.
we ponchoed up. We made sure we had all our
Yeah,
ponchos
we
on.
did have ponchos that we
walked into the
chose to put
game,
on for the
and
game.
then this guy, he goes, "Imagine the tickets don't work." I was like, "Stop it!"
Why are you gonna put that out there?
They did.
like,
They
We're
were
thinking it, but you don't say it.
They worked fine. We got into the game. We got our seats. Seats were actually really great.
yeah.
Yeah,
it was an awesome view. So, when people joke around about nosebleed seats, like in this stadium, the higher up you are, actually the better.
Oh, it was
And
awesome.
It was great
You could
because
see
not
the
only
whole-
not only were we under the canopy, so we weren't getting poured on the entire time. We had an absolutely awesome view of
Yeah,
the
we
field,
really
so we
did.
could see every moment. Sometimes when you're actually down really, really close, it's nice to be closer to the field, but you can't see. And this I know from going to my son's football games, even at Brick Memorial.
Right.
When you're sitting in the lower tiers of the stands, you can't see the rest of the field.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
getting that bird's eye view was like really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And watching this game go back and forth, and it was just amazing to see.
That-
Like the seats were great.
That was the only other disaster of the game was with 8 seconds left. The Giants are winning. My team is winning.
Oh,
Let's
well,
go in
hang
order.
on.
There's predecessing to this. So, well, first things first. Do you want to go?
Are we talking about our lower
Yes.
neighbors? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So we're sitting again pretty high up. Now, if you haven't sat in Giant Stadium before, the seating is very narrow, like going down and raising up. So I'm gonna keep this obviously keep this for younger viewers that are watching this.
Yep.
So there are our forward neighbors, I guess you could say, that were maybe 2 rows below us, are entertaining themselves with a smokable substance. I'll put it as PG as I can say it. But it wasn't like a one-time just like, okay, we're good now. It was relentless through the entire game, where everyone that was sitting upwind of them were literally trying to find other seating to get away from these mass amounts of smoke that were constantly hitting us, and there was just no escape from it whatsoever.
Eventually, we just got used to it. It was like, okay, whatever. It was still fine. I mean, this was all. We were sitting here, and I'm thinking this is before the game started. I'm like, oh, this is gonna ruin everything. It turned out not ruining anything. Actually, the game was still a lot of fun. The game was competitive.
It was
2 bad teams,
okay.
like
so
really fighting
it
it
was
out.
It was an exciting bad football game because it was so bad
The
that it made
football
it.
was
It made
awful,
it
but it made it
exciting.
exciting.
But
It was
so
a
the
really
last-
close train
so
wreck.
4 years previously that we went to the Jets Giants game. Now we're split fairly evenly amongst Giants fans and Jets fans.
Yes.
So last time we went to the game 4 years ago, the Jets had won.
Yes.
So we're sitting there. There's like 10 seconds left in the game, and I'm sitting right next to Master Dave there. So Caravella turns to me and goes, well, I guess you got it this year.
This is this game.
This
Yep,
is the
this
game
is
we
this
we
game.
went
He's
to.
like, well, I guess this year you guys are going to take it. And I look at him and I go, it's the Giants, man. We can still screw it up.
We were professionals at blowing it.
And like magic, they
even 20
they
seconds later.
end up fumbling, or I
No,
forget.
I
what-
remember. It was so the Giants had the ball. They were driving down the field.
Yeah.
The Jets end up stopping them. Right, 4th down. Now the Giants have a choice.
4th
4th and 1. That is important. Thank you.
Yeah.
4th and 1.
Kick or stick.
The Giants had a choice. They could either go for it on 4th down
Yep.
and clinch the game,
Kick it or stick it.
or they could try to attempt to kick a field goal and gain even more of a point gap. They went with the latter. They tried to go and kick the field goal. Bear this in mind. Their field goal kicker has already missed 1 field goal this game.
That game. And this is also the game that our quarterback went out. Our backup quarterback went out.
Oh, that's right. This is
Yes.
the woman that
So,
Jones got hurt.
Jones
Yeah.
Jones went down.
Yeah.
We lost Jones, and then Tyrod Taylor got
then-
hit with a nasty concussion,
So he was out.
and
Yeah,
then
that was
we
bad.
ended up. I don't even think
That
we
was
had.
DeVito. No, that was DeVito's first game.
And then we
But
had.
they
Then we ended up
wouldn't
getting
let him throw.
DeVito. Right,
wouldn't
so
let
we're
him throw
in
the
the
ball.
fourth quarter, and they
But
wouldn't
were
let him
charging
do
down
the
the
entire
field.
time.
They
So
were
it was,
going. They had Barkley. They were charging.
but it was handoff after handoff
Yeah.
after handoff. Yeah, that was the. Yeah, that's right. That was
So-
the
That was a great
trifecta
game
of
for Barkley.
quarterbacks.
So as they
Never seen anything like that.
miss the field goal,
They missed the field goal again.
Caravella looks at me. I look at him. I'm like, here we go.
Jets possession now at about the 30
Yep.
on the Giants territory.
With maybe 5 minutes?
30, not even 5 minutes. It was like right after
2
the
minutes
No, it was
left in
like
the
2
game?
minutes.
Under 2
It was like,
minutes.
because literally, I said to him,
And the Giants are still winning at this point.
there was like a 2-minute
By a
gap,
field
and I
goal.
said we could blow anything in 2 minutes. Like I promise you.
So we're 3 points
Giants
up.
are winning by 3 points. Jets get the ball back, and all of a sudden, Zach Wilson turns into the greatest quarterback of all time. And they just start, boom, they're going down the field.
Mm-hmm.
They get to a 3rd down. Incomplete pass. Flag flies, pass interference.
Mm-hmm.
Jets move all the way up there because it was a deep pass.
No.
No.
Pass interference.
interference goes
you
wherever the pass
get
would have been.
placed at the spot where the penalty happens.
Yeah.
So, and it was a deep throw that
Yeah.
he tried. So he was all the way down there. So they made it there. One more throw. Now they're in field goal range. And I'm like, oh, God, no, don't do. And yep, they went for the field goal. Our guy didn't miss, though.
Nope. So they tied the game. We go into overtime. So one of the worst football, like actual football play happening, goes to overtime. It's become an exciting game. So now we're sitting there in overtime.
And now we're literally sitting like this. Like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh,
So
my God.
cold
oh
and
my
wet,
God.
though.
So I'll save the suspense. The Jets won again, and the Giants blew it like they always do.
Giants won the coin toss. They went 3 and out. Jets got the ball, drove down. Now in sudden death rules,
Yep.
after the first possession, the team that
As
wins the
long
coin
as
toss
both
gets one
teams had
possession.
as long as both teams had an opportunity to
You don't need a
score.
touchdown to win.
They've each had an opportunity to possess, right?
Right.
Have a
So like, if
possession.
the first team kicks a field goal,
We win.
they don't. They don't.
Oh,
Not
no,
enough-
I'm sorry. The first possession.
if on their first possession they kick a field goal, that's not enough to win. If they get a touchdown, that's enough.
That's
to
enough
win.
to win. But they didn't. So the Jets got the ball. Now they're the second possession.
Yep.
So if they score a field goal, they do win.
Yep.
That's exactly what they did.
And that's exactly what they did.
I have to
So we left defeated again, and we
But
would have won the
happy,
game.
though. It was funny. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Especially so, just some other little points, some highlights of the games before we
It
start.
was a
to wrap
fun
it up.
walk. It was a fun
Yeah.
walk back too.
It was a
I-
fun
I-
walk back. We had fun.
I would have to say during the game there was just, I think maybe 3 passes. Everything they were just kept running the ball because it was just
It was
Well, they
outpouring.
wouldn't,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't
With
let DeVito pass.
Right.
So after Daniel Jones
And-
went out, and
and-
because Caravella looked at me and he goes, "They're not going to let this guy
And then,
pass."
and then as we're sitting, it's Caravella, Master Dave, myself, and I got Steve on my side. And we're right there, 4th and 1, and we're thinking they're going to go through it or they're going to get the field goal. Steve is literally, oh man, no,
Yeah.
he's literally all over the place. And I'm like, it's all right, buddy, it's all right, don't worry, calm down.
It
He's
was
rocking back and forth.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind of a
David's
game.
over.
Caravella,
It's the Giants. Don't worry.
we
got to
hear from Caravella about. We got to let Caravella give his reaction to all this because he's a Jets fan like me.
Oh, I was. Yeah, that was great, actually. I really didn't expect it because the Jets are used to choking too.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been anyone's game. But as soon as the Giants on that 4th down play, I knew it was over.
Yeah. Well, nobody chokes more than the Giants. I think we hold the record in choking.
Yeah.
So
There's just some other little sprinkles in. So towards the end of the game, behind us, there was like these German guys.
Oh, the
Behind
Germans.
us.
I forgot about that.
Germans.
Oh
Yes.
man, too
about
funny.
those
they were
guys.
hilarious.
Too funny. What was it they said? They said something about how bad they were doing.
Oh, they were going bananas.
If the ball was round, they'd be doing better.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is this? What is
And they
this?
had the deep accents. Oh,
This is ridiculous now. What are you doing? Oh my God. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. What is this Scheiße? If the ball was round, maybe you'd get it farther. Let's go now.
this is
And they
legitimately-
were
Why'd you come to the
absolutely-
stage to see this humiliation?
It was a
humiliation.
sitcom.
This is ridiculous now.
I felt
What
like I
is
was
this?
trapped this whole day. I was like, I'm in an episode of Seinfeld. This is an episode of Seinfeld. I'm trapped
was-
in Seinfeld.
And we were at this point just the lunacy of the entire day.
done, man.
And it was
great.
absolutely some of the most amusing antics with the group of us
And
that I've ever
And I
experienced.
have to say too, one of the big lessons you take from that, like all kidding aside, was the fact that every time something went wrong, we didn't get mad.
No.
we just,
No, we just
it was like
laughed.
another
We
like,
just rolled with it. Yeah, it was
funny. Like I can't believe, like instead of like taking the opposite where we could have been like angry.
Oh
or, like,
God, man.
Yeah, we could
upset
have made it
or
really
something.
depressing.
Right, like no.
It's all what you make of it. So we
And
just
nobody was
chose-
that way. Like
No,
none of
we
us.
were tired.
Not even my dad and my brother.
I-
They were-
no.
My
when
face actually hurt from laughing.
When I pulled
By
that,
that
when I
time,
pulled
like-
that knife out with that other knife, I was like, "That's it, I'm done." Mentally, I was like, "This is
Today
the
is the
funniest
day of
day."
comedy.
I'm checked out.
I feel that if we don't reenact this skit for viewers that don't get to catch this episode, we are doing a big. And I could be the guy that runs the other grill. Like that's how I'll fit in. But we need to
It
reenact this
was
script.
I'm just a little
It
nervous.
was
that,
literally
that,
a TV show.
Nick-
episode.
I'm just a
Harry's
little
voice.
nervous that now the next time we go tailgating and we plan properly,
It won't be as fun.
it's not going to be as fun. It'll be fun, but it's not going to be as fun.
Oh, listen.
We can make it fun.
There will be some sort of mishap
I can
beyond
say,
a doubt.
I can say, if you're ever in doubt, dojo people are the most fun wherever we go.
Absolutely. You should see us at weddings.
Like anything.
Weddings, barbecues.
So
Yep.
that's our Super Bowl
Yeah.
episode.
Yep. So that was our football game story. Can't wait to see what happens the next one we go to. Maybe we'll bring Nick along just so we can observe and laugh and see.
Nick could
just to be a
yeah.
part of the shenanigans.
Can you put on your deep Italian accent and start saying, maybe if the ball was round?
Maybe if the ball was around.
Maybe if you were playing the real football, you'd be winning.
Hey.
Oh, hey, paisan.
But yeah, that's just about all we
Alright.
got. We could just go around
Let's-
give some
let's-
final thoughts on everything.
let's,
We'll start with Vennetilli over
My
here.
thoughts is that if you
What is this, Jerry Springer?
Yes.
if you try plugging in your George Foreman grill in your car and your car blows up, you may be a redneck.
Caravella.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I got the forks next time.
Nick?
I'm not letting you guys plan anything.
I mean, we're great when it comes to planning events at the school.
Yeah, we did great.
Yeah.
We're on point, but
I mean, the only thing I would do differently, because I was prepared, was I would wear my fleece-lined pants and the new Crocs I bought while I was at the stadium. The axles, the ones at Akron are made for rain.
Just don't let my dad have any more ideas. That's what I'm doing from now. Just don't let my dad have any more ideas. He had to fix the car right then and there. He had to fix it so we'd be able to get home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's true.
we
That's
did make
true.
it home though.
Still, he made it up to us by definitely. He
We
handed
did make
us
it
the
home. Yes.
Yeah, we did. Anything you want to throw? in?
I wouldn't have changed a thing because
Me
just
neither.
the shenanigans of it made
Yeah. it
just
was-
for such a great and memorable time.
Yeah.
And I had an awesome time. And like I said, like Master Dave said, would just when we get together, it's just like a bunch of brothers clowning.
And
And
this happened in
we
October,
just-
and the story's still fresh in my. Every moment of that day is fresh in my skull.
it was great. I'm looking forward to the next time.
I feel like you guys got more yards than the Giants did on the field.
Oh,
Probably.
100%. All that walking that.
and
group
the
had-
whole
yeah.
time, I'm just picturing because Jackie and Kelsey, they went for a nice walk at the reservoir with my son and with Declan and their dog Ace. So they went for it, and then they came back here, and the dog chilled like out at my front door. Didn't bother the cat at all, and then they had a nice lunch, and they're dry and cool, and their day went exactly as they planned.
But we have so many learnings. Like there's parking garage grilling that you've discovered and you thought you were a big fan of.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. George Foreman grills are horrendous for tailgating. so
Tailgate-
don't do
no,
that.
no. Not for tailgate.
Gasoline does work when it's in the tent. Anyway, so
I keep telling everybody else.
Tents.
and you can eat chicken with two knives.
Tents generally need to be big enough for everybody.
A knife could be a fork.
Yes.
All right, let's kick this crock at the comfort mode. Steve.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us here on the couch and in the digital world. Thank you guys so much for hopping on for this episode.
Thank
this was,
you, everybody,
This was
for
a lot
having
of
us.
fun.
Yep.
This is our biggest
Appreciate it.
episode
Enjoy
yet.
your Super Bowl.
Enjoy the Super Bowl there, guys. Comment down below who you guys think is going to win. Comment down below if you have any crazy football game stories or anything like that.
Your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Your favorite Taylor Swift song.
There is
Sure,
none.
great. Yeah, great. But yeah,
right.
let's close it out. If you have not already, make sure you follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at Kickin In Crocs, KICKIN.in.Crocs.
CROCS.
There it is.
The best.
Subscribe to us on YouTube to watch the video versions of this podcast. And if you are an audio-only listener, then you should give us
5-star reviews. Share with everybody you've ever met ever. And subscribe today.
All right, then. Until next time, I've been Steve.
Always Dave.
Still Nick.
And he's...
The V Rocket.
And he's...
Andrew.
And he's...
Oh, me, Master Dave 2.0.
And you stay kicking internet.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da.